Regional. We'll ask for an opening comment from Coach, and then we'll open it up to questions. Raise your hands, and for questions. Coach?
Well, we're thrilled to be here. We've been treated very well so far, and looking forward to tomorrow night. I know we're going to see a lot more fans in the stands tomorrow night than we did today, and just very grateful to be here. Our guys played their way in the last week of the year. We saved our best baseball for the last week that we just played, and very proud of their effort and their resilience. And it's great to come down here to see an old friend. We would never schedule each other. Coach Hughes and I go a ways back, and we're too friendly to schedule each other during the regular season. So I think we both had the same reaction when we saw each other in the bracket pop up. But that's the way it's supposed to be. That's the only way that we would play, is in the postseason, and so it's meant to be. And looking forward to seeing him again in the other dugout, and getting after hopefully a very good ball game tomorrow night. And just very grateful to be back in Blacksburg. It's been a long time since we've been here. It's a beautiful part of the country, and the guys are going over to the memorial right now to pay tribute over there before we get down to business tomorrow.
Mike?
Coach, what do you know about Joe Manaply, their starter, and how worried are you about a scouting report, or you just kind of do your own thing when you get to the regional?
Well, we do have a few scouting reports. I think everybody gathers some things, but your own intelligence is usually a lot better after the first time around the order. But for the first few innings, we have to trust what we've kind of gleaned from those reports. I know that he's a leader. I know that he's a team leader and a guy that's been here a while, knows what he's doing with the baseball, knows how to pitch. Not an overpowering guy, but he can spot his fastball and has a good breaking ball and a really good changeup. A changeup that he's not afraid to use in any count. So we're going to have our work cut out for us. We've done okay again. We've done a little bit better against lefties than righties during the course of the year, but I think all that stuff goes out the window when you get to the first round of the NCAAs.
What about your team during the Big East tournament? What was better there? How was the difference for you guys compared to how you played during the regular season? And how much confidence do you guys gain from that going into the regional and how the Big East tournament?
Just about everything was different. I said we Costanza'd that tournament. It was about the opposite. We just did the opposite of what we normally do. It was completely different. And it truly was. I mean, I haven't been ejected from a game in 7 years. I decided to get ejected in a tie game in the 9th inning or 10th inning. I don't even remember which inning it was. And then we decided to score 6 runs in an inning and come from behind 7 runs down the next night. Played excellent defense, almost with the exception of about 1 inning the entire week. And we hadn't done that consistently all year. And I think the guys just fed off of that, and they bought into the fact, Louisville pitched a guy that they hadn't thrown in the Big East conference. They'd thrown him on midweeks. I think, our guys like to play with a little chip on their shoulder, kind of like the squad that's coached by a Brockton native. He's pretty good at that too. And I think that was a little bit of fuel that they needed, and they did a good job sustaining that and believing in themselves. We also played really unselfish baseball, and we're able to get our bunts down. That began at George Mason the weekend before. I was very happy with our effort down there. I thought we played really unselfishly and limited our distractions. School was over, exams were over. We were finally just a baseball team going to play a series, and we won one. And we hadn't won a series in a long time, so that carried over too. Oh yeah, if you're not confident, you're dead. So if you believe you're good, you're pretty good. So we have to believe we're good. And if we play like we did on Sunday, I like our chances against anybody. And I say that, couched in the fact that we're going to be we've got a heck of a test tomorrow.
Chris, with your pitching staff, what's kind of the approach against the Virginia Tech's lineup? They have a lot of power comparatives that most of the teams in this region, especially 3 through 6.
Yeah, they sure do. They're very different than just about any other team that we've played all year. And that's the truth. Their 3 through 6 can hit for any lineup in the country, I believe. But we don't want to disregard 1 through 2 or 1 and 2 and 7 through 9 either, because I know they can hurt you as well. Our approach is the same it always is, though. We can't pitch to their lineup. We have to pitch to our approach, which is spotting the fastball in and out starting. We have got to command the fastball and get strike 1. Carson has had trouble in the first inning. you know, so, you know, I want to get him through that first and you know, having him hit his spots in that first inning downhill with his fastball. And if he can command that first time around the order, I think, you know, we'll be in for a good battle. But there's no question they've got some real boppers in that lineup, and I got a bug Coach Hughes for his weight program.
And can you tell me about Carson? I heard you said he set a goal to be your number one guy. He became that during the season. How is he doing?
He's a really goal-oriented individual, Dom, to begin with. You know, he has that pedigree. His father played in the NBA from University of Maine, you know, all the way to the NBA. His mother was an Olympic level freestyle skier. He's a very competitive kid to begin with, and he competes against himself. He's a guy who we redshirted as a freshman, and just, you know, those guys can go one direction or the other. Sometimes they fall off and just kind of put it in cruise control when they know that they're not going to be in any games. He was never like that. He kept working, got better. He did not make the trip to the last time we were in the regionals, the super regionals. He wasn't on the travel roster. He was already in summer ball at this point. So, but he took that summer ball experience, got better, and you know how has he emerged. We felt like in the fall he would either be our closer or a guy that would pitch on the weekends, start on the weekends. With his 3 pitches that he can throw for strikes, we thought he'd be a better fit in the rotation. And then he just flat out won the title of ace because he's been our best. He's been our most consistent guy. And I think what's happened with him is his command has gotten finer. His velocity is probably not even near where it will be eventually. But, you know, he can get it up there to 90, 91 on a good day, but he's going to live in the upper 80s and throw his breaking ball for strikes and a solid changeup.
I want to go back to the fact that you said you decided to get ejected from your Big East tournament game. Just a bit of ignorance of someone that wasn't there, didn't get to see it. I mean, what goes into the decision of getting ejected?
Not a lot of smarts. I felt like we needed it was a moment. I hadn't planned on it, but it was a moment where I reacted. I threw a helmet, and I couldn't believe he didn't throw me out for throwing the helmet. And then said some bad words and decided at that point that we needed something to kind of take us through, because it's a really good ball club. And I told him twice that he's got to run me. I said, "You got to run me," and he did.
Was there like a lull in your play where you feel like?
No. I did not want the Tide to, you know, momentum is everything in college baseball. I think especially in college baseball, and I just didn't want the Tide to go back into their dugout. It had the potential of that, and I just wanted our guys to know that I believed in them and I was going to fight for them till the end. That was in the opener against Louisville. And he's a really good umpire and a really good person too. Yeah, I mean that. He's in Omaha last year. He's really good. He didn't deserve the show I put on.
Questions for Coach?
Virginia Tech's pitching coach described you as a hot dog connoisseur. What is
Pat Mason, wherever he's going, I give him recommendations on restaurants, you know. And yeah, I like hot dogs. I like pizza. A lot of, you know, try to not overindulge, but, you know, I'll give him a good tip. I think I turned him on to New Haven Pizza, Pepe's and Sally's, and Modern, which not a lot of folks know about, but he knows about. And yeah, he enjoys a good hot dog, I think, and pizza too. As long as he doesn't call me a hot dog, then we're okay.
Does he return the favor now that you're down here and send you somewhere?
Yeah, he better. Good barbecue joint, or you know, I'm sure he's got a few recommendations too. But
Coach, when you talk about the two-strike approaches during the Big East tournament, it seems like when your guys got 2 strikes, they fell off a couple pitches and then find a pitch to hit, but they come up with a base hit or a big knock.
yeah, I think a lot of the two-strike approach, Chris, is just want to sometimes, and the guys you just really showed a great desire to not go somehow, some way. They're not going to go down, and we had a lot of you saw it. You've been following us all year. Probably the most two-strike hits and 2-out two-strike hits that we've had all year. You know, I think they just bought into we went to the opposite field better than we have all year, and stayed on top of the baseball. And on those hard fields in Clearwater, or in the hard field in Clearwater, we were rewarded with that. I don't know if the same will be true here with the surface, but I think more often than not, when you're on top of the baseball and We don't have any hitters like we have one hitter who's similar to the 3 to 6 lineup that the Hokies have, but we don't have an abundance of those guys. So we've got to stay on top of the ball and try to shoot it to the opposite field for the most part. And when we do that, we've got a good chance to score some runs.
Anything else for Coach Penders?
Can you just talk about, Coach, how 7 of the 9 guys in the starting lineup have not played in an NCAA tournament game before?
Oh, man. They haven't played an NCAA tournament game. I don't know how much it really matters at this point after having won the Big East championship. It might matter more if we were a 2 seed or a 1 seed and are hosting, and I might get a little bit more worried about that because then the targets are a little bit bigger on our backs. But the guys have nothing to lose. We're playing with house money. They need to stay loose. Coach Pansiera, who went 5, he's the only guy in our program's history to go to the College World Series 5 times, used to say, stay liquid. My father and my uncle both played for him, and I think that sums up how we want to be. Stay liquid, stay loose. And if you do that, you have a better chance of performing under pressure in baseball and just about everything else.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.